Alright, I think I'm going to start today from a different end because I keep forgetting to get these little guys. I made this bed earlier this year and I have put in 3 hydrangeas. I got 2 more that I need to plant. And we have a surprise, I think, canna, possibly 2 popping up here in the backyard. This one's right in the walkway. Don't know where they came from. So all of our raspberries there. Look at our little mini orchard. So raspberries here, raspberries on the other side of the fence as well. We have blueberries, pink lemonade, blue ray or blue jay. Don't remember the other ones. Here are quince trees. Got 2 of those. That one is the Cushing. This one is Crimea. She had a little harder time getting started. Looks like she might be under a little bit of stress. Get a little bug eaten. I've got 2 honeyberries. Let's see, this is the Indigo Treat. So the other one is the Czech 17. There. And we have a Suncoast Nectarine. That is a volunteer peach. And this is a pink lady apple here. Got elderberry, there's officinalis back there. Pawpaw, also officinalis, your garden variety. There is a blackberry there, but the squashes pulled it down. So yeah, we've had basically a month of rain straight, so that means everything is kind of overgrown. We haven't been able to do a whole lot of things. That's also meant, like I have pop-up borage in the middle of my yard, and the squashes or pumpkins, little baby pumpkin, are growing way out, which also makes it hard to get the grass clipped around them. You have to do that manually if you're so possessed, which occasionally I am, but not always. So back here we have original hardy kiwi that got chopped down to the nub because it was attached to that plank of fence that the tree fell through. And so it's put on a good bit of growth, but you can see there is, you probably can't tell so well, but there is a birdhouse gourd vine that is overgrowing everything. See all those white flowers? It's gone absolutely bananas, so I should have never put that back there. I should have put that on the big trellis. Fig tree getting close to figging, I think. Have some butternut squash. All these guys, I probably should have just taken them out. They're just taking up a lot of space and nutrients. I don't think we're going to get anything good off of them. So I got butternut squash and then a table squash. Like a little acorn. Oh, I did squash something. Little crookneck squash there, yellow squash. Don't normally come around this way, do I? And then over here, there's all kinds in this mess. I've got some squash growing through ground cherry here. And then I have a watermelon who's trying to fight her way through. Tons of borage. That was actually all borage earlier, and I had to cut it all down. I mean, it was pretty much done anyway, but it's hard to do because the bees are so happy, but also make it hard to get through. I have some chard in here. I haven't needed. Got one little red cabbage that's hanging on. I probably need to come cut that. It might be all stem now. So it looks like it's about to maybe try and flower. I have Martian corn that I planted. So that little guy is coming up through here. Oh, I do still have some carrots hanging on down at the bottom there. Some self-sown Tulsi looks like. And let me get a better view of the birdhouse gourd that's escaped the yard and is growing up the tree on the lot behind. accidental castor bean plant. I reused a seed pod that hadn't germinated, put something else in, and then the first thing I put in germinated. So I thought that was a different kind of bean, not a castor bean. And these guys here, because of all the rain, I mostly denuded them. See, they're struggling. They're pretty much done anyways. Since they're germinate tomatoes, I'm trying to let the last couple ones finish up before I pull them out. See a little cauliflower sprouting. So I come back and get these guys and do something with them. But we've been eating all kinds of tomato dishes lately. Partly because these guys, I don't have time to can all of them. But then also, if you let them sit out for like a day, they start getting spots on them, like bad spots from, I'm assuming, black spot, like a fungus. Happy artichoke, first one ever. Here, Brussels sprout. Finally getting some peppers. Haven't really got anything off for this one yet. It's a poblano. This banana pepper has been very happy. Got an Ashe County pimento. Looks like she's fallen over. And these guys here, I believe, are purple beauty, so like a bell pepper. Got lots of beans grown up now. The cucumbers are essentially done, so we are getting some beans off of those guys. Once they get up there, I gotta get my husband involved because I'm not tall enough, and I think I made my trellis a little bigger than I should have. Should have cut it down some to where I could reach the top of it, but who thinks of things like that? Come on. Murasaki pepper, which has also been prolific. I just had one plant and we've gotten tons off of it. Shishito pepper, which is kind of getting eaten by a volunteer tomato and borage. And another poblano down here, which these aren't, I think they're just too crowded to do as well as they normally do. They're very big plants, and they're normally pretty prolific too, but you know, we still have a little bit of summer left. And that's a banana pepper, and that is an artichoke as well that wasn't happy, or was happy, and now it's not. Same thing, that hollyhock was really happy, put on a ton of growth, and now it's like puny. So I'm guessing the funguses got the better of it. Honeycrisp apple that got cut in half by the storm. Lots of rhubarb back there. Giant rhubarb. Peach tree that is settling in nicely. Do have a sage and a ground cherry that volunteered there. The black jewel raspberry that's on the other end of the bed. Sorry, I have a mosquito harassing me here. Has sneaked out and is growing that way. It's growing all over the place. I'll show you that too. But yeah, beans all up there. So Blauhilda, the purple ones, the purpley leaves with purpley flowers. And these are rattlesnake pole beans, I believe. And then on the end are black coat, and they're big fat, like drying beans, soup beans, whatever you want to call them. And they're pretty good, but the hummingbirds really like them, so we keep getting hummingbird visits, which is awesome. So Tulsi there, my poppies finished up, which, I mean, the poppies were a lot of effort for a flower that lasted maybe a couple of hours. Shiso finally cut down, took some into dry. Little zinnia, Queen Lime blush, it'll focus. She's not open yet. Roses that I could probably pull the hips off of. Cabernet Splash blueberry. It's called that because the leaves are kind of burgundy when they come out. She's doing pretty well. Brussels sprout, okra. I'm not sure it's ever going to get big enough to okra. Celery. I've got several different bean plants in here. Some opal basil and cabbage. I probably need to come back and get. The black creme tomatoes, which have been putting out just enormous tomatoes, and a lot of them, and she just keeps going. But again, they don't last very long, so unless I can can them like the same day, I don't feel good about it, which I just have not been really able to do that. And this is supposed to be green zebra. This is a green zebra, which I've taken a couple in. They have green shoulders. This one out of my green zebra packet is a different type of tomato. I don't know which kind, but they end up being a little heart-shaped. Like they've got a little point to them, and just red. So I don't know what those are, but they came in my my green zebra packet, and I get them randomly. Just every year there'll be maybe one plant. My black cherry plant has been, again, prolific. There's 2 of them here, and they're doing really well. But yeah, all the rain, just chaos. Everything's overgrown and flopped over and growing in all directions because nobody's been tied up. So I have a black jewel raspberry here. There's 2 canes. There's one that like totally snuck through on me. And it was meant to be tied up back here, I thought, but it's doing what it wants to. Hardy kiwi number 2, and you can see the birdhouse bird has made it all the way down here. There's a little bit coming over the top. We're having invasions from the other side of the fence of wisteria, star jasmine, ivy, everything, and I can't get to all of it, so there's some wisteria making itself at home. I'll get it at some point. Finally tied up the blackberries, blackberry canes yesterday. Those guys were flopping over. Yeah, just again, so much rain. Comfrey, gotten massive, flopped over. Serviceberry there. Mango pawpaw, doing fine. She's settling in well. Passion fruit is settling in well. Cranberry viburnum. Strawberries, we're still getting an occasional berry, but they're pretty much done. My ginormous volunteer mullein. Ginormous marigold, looks like she's popping up here. In the sky, the asparagus bud. Got a little chamomile I haven't kept on top of. Pine berries. And some corn that a squirrel planted for us. Look at all of my trees real fast. Pardon, lots of road noise happening now. Witch hazel, Edgeworthia, bay laurel, figs, yuzu, hydrangeas, maple, and celery in the back. And these are my friend's plants that I'm babysitting for her. The Edgeworthia and the hazel will get in the ground, and probably the maple in the fall. Not sure where yet. Same thing for these figs. I may make at least one of them a gift. Bay laurel stays in the pot. And the planters there. I have black turtle beans with some herbs and some amaranth. And those are a shelling bean. That's my friend's lime tree and her beautiful little planters. And then my citrus here. I have a volunteer lemon tree, I presume. That may be a waste of a pot, but we've let it try. And I believe that one is my lime tree, Bear's lime, which you can see is flowering, has some baby limes on it here. And this one is the Lisbon lemon, right there. Sorry to think of the name. And she's got 2 different generations of fruit. Those are from the first. I can probably take them off, but they're just not yellow. but I think it's probably because she's trying to make more fruit. So, and then Meyer lemon, which looks like she's starting to put on some baby lemons as well. And I think, talk about the things I always forget about over here. Caladium in the pot, she's doing well. We have lamb's quarter that's grown up to the second floor there, and I kind of let it be because it shades my laundry room. My green stock planter that was supposed to be all strawberries, but we've had some volunteers sprout out of the compost that I put in, so I got tomato and squash in there now too. And then back here, lovely roses, and then I need the deadhead, and the dahlia is about to go, and his hyssop has yet to bloom, but is looking better. Tridescantia, chocolate mint, little goth girl garden there with the coxcomb celosia, and my midnight gold petunia that looks a little bit worse for the wear, scabiosa, coleus, angelonia, and there was something else back there. It looks like it's not going to make it. My basil and the planter here I think are too crowded. They're not super happy. Tridescantia, parsley, these are babysitting plants. And then this planter, which again, always forget, black creme, smaller tomatoes because she's in a pot, I guess, black chard, and lemon balm, and some wormwood. So, I think that's everybody.